are not at any time going to pretend like we are at a stand-up comedy club that you are also in and just stand in front of a brick wall and pretend to do stand-up comedy. I don't think that makes sense. That's my opinion. So we're not doing it. You can participate. You could write in the chat window. You could write in the Q&A. It's a redundant feature. Say nice things to us. We're in our parents' basements, so we don't need you to heckle us. We know what that feels like. What else? Yeah, this is a fun thing that we're doing, and if you're a veteran, we appreciate you for protecting the country, whatever country that may be. If you want to tip, if you have some extra stuff going on in your life, and you want to give it our way, Venmo.com/CBKS Tour. This week, what happened? New stimulus package happened in the Wild West stock market. Lady Gaga lost her dogs. A 105-year-old woman isn't dead, and Ben Franklin got canceled. So all those things and more. If you want to shut off your notifications, that would be fantastic. You noticed if you guys have been on Zoom show before, you are not in our audience. We don't hear you. So, like I said, anything you want to write into the chat and otherwise will be fun and engaging for us. We appreciate that. My name is Dan Frigolette. I've been on 3 canceled television shows. Tonight is a big deal. Let's get into this. I'm going to go around the circle and start introducing people and asking them questions and talking funny things. On my left, I have Isaiah Lorenzo. How are you, man?
Hello, everyone. Hi.
How's it
Cheers.
going? Okay, yeah, shit, get into it. Yeah, guys, just a thing at home. The more you drink, the funnier the show gets. So get into it. What's going on, man? Have you found yourself to be any sort of essential worker outside of comedy during this entire global pandemic scheme?
Quite the opposite. I found out how unessential my job was. I was walking dogs like every other comedian in New York City, and they were like, "You don't need to do that. So here's more money than you've ever made." Ever. So,
you're talking about our stimulus package that doesn't understand the American workforce.
No, but I mean, they also don't understand the needs of young professionals in Brooklyn that need their cockapoos walked. So,
Sure.
You know, I mean, hey,
I see. You're in the predicament where if you start walking dogs, you lose your unemployment. That's where you're at.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it one bit. It's a hard job. I walk dogs in a neighborhood full of women who do yoga, and those women, you know, they don't let you just walk a dog. They lose their breath, and if they make eye contact with a dog from a block away, they'll lose their breath, and then your schedule will be screwed from that point on. And they'll just, they'll ask you a bunch of questions.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. This has always been my rule. This is how I find murderers. If I walk by with my dog and a person doesn't like crumble emotionally, I'm like, oh, that person is killing people on the weekends. That is a sociopath.
I agree. I think people need better writing with their dog talk, though. Yeah, I don't think people think about what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, thanks for being here. We're going to do the show. Thank you wait, where are you in the world right now? That's important for people.
I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in my friend's very nice apartment. There's a lot of booze here.
Yeah, are you there to drink, or you were trying to do a random upgrade for the show? Why?
I'm kind of dog sitting right now.
Oh, so you did find the under the table dog position.
Come on, let me see.
Are you gonna dangle the dog in front of the camera?
Yeah!
Look at this!
Yeah. For the veterans.
What breed do we have here?
This is a multi-poo.
Yes, that's my favorite. I had to walk a multi-poo once, and it tagged on my masculinity because people would ask me, and I didn't want to say multi-poo in public, so I'd be like, she's like a dangerous mix, just like an 8-pound dangerous animal. So. Well, thanks for being here. I'm gonna continue around the circle. I got Kenny Deforest. How are you? Where are you?
What's up, buddy? I'm in Los Angeles.
Nice.
In an office in front of a bunch of books that I've never read. So, just fronting for the troops. And Multi-Poo sounds like the name of a Riz album, so I'm on board with it.
Multiple poos.
And then, something about the feed that we got in here in the advertising, I didn't realize. Yeah, the guy was trying to pitch a poo drug right before I skipped over it in the YouTubes. If you guys were watching, he was talking about his poo. Are you in the position? Are you in the financial position during the pandemic where you're buying houses? Is that where you're at?
My girl is. My girl's buying. My girl bought us a house. I am. Okay. I'm unemployed and putting together people's beds for $100 a pop. So very different tax brackets, but You
Be
know,
task rabbit.
this is the thing, dude. You know, feminism is good for us too. You know, I don't know what we're fighting it for. My girl's out there killing it. She's buying us a house. I'm a house. It's great, dude. Like, I don't know what the resistance is all about. You know, was living in a rat nest in Brooklyn when I was in charge. When I was paying the rent, I was in a rat nest with 3 roommates. I got with her. I am now moving into a home that we will own, and all I have to do is smile and go down on her every now and then. And I mean, sure, it's a small price to pay. Small price to pay. My masculinity's intact, and we're good.
I like that. I like that you're putting beds together also for $100 a pop, and I'm taking beds apart for free. So that's we have different lives. I like. Is
that a way of bragging about it that you have sex real hard, Dan? Is that what you're trying to say? You're just taking these beds apart, baby.
I like that I can't get anything past this panel. It's a good group of people, and so I'm gonna continue around. So you're in LA. We got Brooklyn, LA. I'm in Hoboken, New Jersey, baby. We got Harrison Greenbaum finishing our circle. Where are you, man?
I'm in New York, baby. I never left.
How are things? What are you? Have you become? I mean, you are like is it fair to call you a triple threat? You started in magic. You're a comedian. We know you're a brilliant person. Is there anything you don't know how to do? Did you pick up any new skills during pandemic? Where are you at on the resume bars?
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm learning how to cook. I honestly did not know how to cook. I've been taking classes with the Culinary Institute of America, also known as the CIA. Did you know that they are also the CIA?
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a ballsy move. There's
America.
CIA New York and the CIA Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good sign for our actual CIA that they can't even protect their trademark.
Yeah, even the World Wildlife Federation took down a major billion-dollar wrestling organization, and CIA can't get their own website.
No, there's a bunch of fat chefs walking around smelling like profiteroles with business cards that just say CIA. It's not a good look.
That's fantastic. Well, what's your skill level at? I knew that I could cook when I could flip an egg inside the pan and it landed one side, just a 180.
I can do the flip.
Yeah.
I taste things a lot. I saw that on all the food shows. I love taking a spoon, one little sip, and then throwing it in the sink. It feels very Master Chef.
Yeah.
But it's all HelloFresh, to be clear. I use HelloFresh, so it's all pre-measured.
So you're not procuring anything.
You know what? I made dinner for my family for the first time. I said, Mom, Dad, I'm cooking dinner. It's the first time I'd ever done that, and they didn't hate it. So I count that as a win.
That's good. Yeah, I had a major blow to my my ego during the pandemic because I made a Thanksgiving dinner for like a family. And you just don't understand rejection.
Wait, you made it for a family? Isn't Thanksgiving supposed to be for your family?
No, they weren't my family.
Whose family was it?
It was just
a
family.
rando family?
No, my level of depression was to attach myself to people who had houses and kids as a means of stability. And I'm back at home now, so you see how that went. But
what happened? You made them a Thanksgiving dinner, and then you shot their dog walker and took 2 of their dogs. Is that?
No,
I solved the crime.
So you spend 7.5 hours making Thanksgiving dinner, and then it's like it was a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 16-year-old. They took 3 bites, and they were like, "We're gonna go out. Where's the ice cream?" So it's a frustrating thing, and I love to all the mothers and fathers, whoever makes your Thanksgiving dinner in your family, because that is a son of a gun.
Harrison, I don't want to hurt your confidence, bro. I'm glad your parents liked the meal, but once you've done magic and then comedy, it is hard to disappoint your family from there.
That's right. 100% true. You know what? I used that method when I needed to pick my major, because originally I was going to be folklore and mythology, and they said, "We will take you the fuck out of college. We will absolutely not." And then I was like, "What about psychology?" And they're like, "You know what? Fine." So that's the key. You don't start with the major you want. You pick a real random one.
It's great.
That's great.
And you slide in.
I appreciate all these things. Well, thanks for being here, panel. We're representing the world. Well, we're not really. We're just on 2 coasts, and then the rest of us are close enough to probably yell to each other. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do the show. This actually happened either today or yesterday. Lady Gaga's assistant got shot trying to protect her French bulldogs, 2 of them, and they still got taken. What do you think? If you're her, are you giving your assistant like a raise for getting all the way down to getting shot, or are you firing them for losing the dogs? Like, if you're gonna get shot, you may as well have kept the dogs intact. Harrison, what do you think?
First of all, this is the. Do you remember this movie? It was a movie about a dog walker who actually steals the dogs, pretends that they were taken, and then does it for the ransom money.
Yeah, this was
as soon as I found out it was $500,000, I was like, I think somebody just got high and watched this movie.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It is not a bad racket. And then when I did tell people about the thing, they were also saying that like a lot of dogs get stolen to get into the dog fighting game. And then I was like, oh well, these are French bulldogs, so I don't think that that's the case on this particular one. But at least we know from the facts at this point. I think at least for show, Lady Gaga's pretending that she's happy, and then now there's a ransom, so it's kind of like. It's a reverse ransom. I don't know, Kenny. What do you think? What would you do? Do you fire this person if you're famous Lady Gaga, or do you keep them on?
I would fire the person not for losing the dogs, but for taking a bullet for a dog. That's like you're unhinged at that point. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, get away from me. You want this too bad. I don't know what you want from me.
Right.
This is too. I don't know what you're actually angling for, but you shouldn't want to be in this job. I don't pay you very much. You're my no. You got to go just because it's creepy. Also, Harrison looks like he's broadcasting in from Lady Gaga's basement with that lighting. So I think we have suspect number one over there.
I like that everything that happens just goes back to you roasting Harrison. This is a better show.
No, after this show, I'm gonna go stream something on Twitch. I think this is my Fortnite.
Yeah, you look like you're live from the new Grand Theft Auto.
That's right. Also, wait, to be clear about this news story, Lady Gaga offered $500,000 for the return of the dog and $0 for information about who shot the assistant in the chest.
I think so. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Right.
$500,000.
So we're still teetering.
$500,000 for the return of the dog, and then she was nice enough to set up a GoFundMe for his health expenses. She's not going to be covering those. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Isaiah, what do you think? What's the move here? Should she
listen? As a person who takes care of rich people's dogs quite often, currently, I think she definitely shouldn't fire this employee. This is a missed opportunity here. He should release an album. Whoever got shot, he got shot. That's good. Any press is good press.
Yeah.
50 Cent should be the ghostwriter. I think that and Lady Gaga featured on every track. She's singing the hooks. She's doing it. I think that's what it should be. I mean, you know what I mean? You took 4 in the chest for a dog and he's alive.
Yeah.
Come on, man. 4 in the chest.
I think it was 1.
It was 1?
But I do like where your head's at. I do like the idea that you could start a security company around the fact that you would take a bullet for a dog. Although the fact that the dogs are gone, that doesn't really speak highly of the company that you're trying to create.
Listen, we gotta turn negatives into positives in 2021. And I think that's what it's all about. And that's what we gotta capitalize.
Well, and to Isaiah's point too, you got 50 as a ghostwriter, and then you got DMX in there playing the dogs. So
here we go, barking.
There's a lot of potential here.
Graybeard.
All right, let's talk about this lady who's 105 years old. She was 105 years old and she beat COVID. They asked her what her secret was. She said that it was gin-soaked raisins. That was her secret. That's the cure. So what do you think? Should we take her advice? Or a bigger thing, what's the takeaway of even this story? I don't understand how to process this story. Isaiah, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. There's gin-soaked raisins in the sun. What are we like? What? I mean, that was one of my favorite plays. But was it Lorraine Hansberry? I think that's who wrote that. I think we can't take the advice of old people who've seen war. I think we're just not built for that, and we can't do it as people. I mean, I'm 34, and I'm an older millennial, and I'm still not built for that. So honestly, I think cheers to her, but no one should follow this advice.
That's a good point, because for a couple of things. Number one, if somebody at a certain age, we got to go. Anything that person says has a hint of racism on it. So we got to double check to make sure that she's talking about raisins and she's not.
Is she black though?
Yeah, is it not just a weird racial slur that we don't know about? I don't know. When you after you're 100 years old, I have no idea what your ethnicity is anymore.
Yeah, there's no race. Yeah.
I can't tell. I have no idea. You're raceless after 100. You are a raisin soaked in gin. So I don't know. Maybe she's talking about eating her friends. We really don't know. So that's another thing we should investigate. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, not every idea alcoholics have is bad. It was probably the raisins. Like I have a friend, he's an alcoholic, and he's like, when I get sick, I drink screwdrivers, and it makes me feel better. And he thinks it's the vodka. I know it's the orange juice. It doesn't matter. Let him do his thing. So I guess the takeaway is maybe eat some raisins if you want some gin. Have at it. But she's old. Just nod. When they're that old, you just say yes no matter what. You go, yes, no, yes, that is your husband, even though he's been dead for 10 years. That is him, Grandma. Yes, that's him. Say hi. Just sit down. Let me rub your shoulders. Take a nap.
I think very little people have an interest in actually living to 105. So like asking this woman how to keep it going, it just doesn't really mean a lot to me. I don't want to know how to be even close to her age. Harrison, what do you think?
I mean, I think there's a lot of doctors who are pissed at that answer. I'm sure there's a team keeping her alive who's like, oh yeah, sure, bitch, it's the raisins. It's not the fucking 17 medicines I prescribed and all the surgeries I did on your dumb heart. Yeah. It's the raisins. That's what's keeping you alive.
You know who loves it though is Beefeater. They love it. So there's a winner in every one of these stories.
Beefeater.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, to your point, Dan, she's probably trying to kill herself. That's what she's pissed about. She's like, I'm pouring liquor on all my food and I'm still 105. Let me die.
It's like an old dog trying to lick the sockets because it's just tired of living. It's like 16 years old and it's just like that. That's what she's doing.
Isaiah has way too much specific dog knowledge. I feel very overwhelmed by this whole thing and underinformed. All right, let's actually this is perfect, I think, for this panel. A study just found that 36 is actually the best age. I think we're all like, no, is any of us exactly 36? No, right? Harrison, you're older,
34.
Younger? You're what?
34.
34. Kenny, you're older, younger?
34.
No shit, it's all 34s and me. Wow. Isaiah already said he was 34, right?
I am 34.
Shit. All right. Well then, okay. So then you guys have a lot to disprove. Disprove that 36 is the best age, or prove it if you want. Whoever raised their hand, you could just write stuff in the thing. I don't know.
And Dan, how old are you?
I'm 38. I just turned like 6 days ago.
38.
So did you feel like 36? It's been worse. Has it been worse for the last 2 years?
Yeah. Well, everything after 36 was the pandemic. So yeah, it's terrible. 36 was the heyday. I think we're frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen or if y'all are frozen, or hopefully y'all are good and I'm frozen. All right, better or worse? 36. What's the best age, Harrison?
Oh man. I mean, college was pretty great. It was nice to not have to worry about taxes. Like I enjoyed, all I had to worry about were grades. I'm happy that 36 is considered the best age. But that also means in 2 years, it's all going to start to go downhill. So I don't know whether that's really depressing or really exciting.
Well, listen, just start eating gin-soaked raisins. I think you'll be all right. Kenny, what do you think?
Also, by the way, I don't trust any study where the person who's publishing it is like around, like it was probably some 36-year-old scientist, right? It's like every one of those studies where they're like, oh yeah, blowjobs help cure cancer. Sure it does. I'm sure it does. I'm sure you don't have any horse in that race.
Harrison, I've actually done some research. So it was a poll. It was a poll. That's how they did it. So it wasn't one person writing it. That's what they agreed that the one age was. And I personally think the people they polled probably lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn. They just all had really good jobs. And I think that's what, I mean, 36, I'll go for it. It is probably the best age because I think after 34, you just don't, you're comfortable with yourself and you don't care about much else. So
you know who they didn't ask in this poll is 5-year-olds, which is clearly the best age.
Yeah.
They were too busy. They couldn't find any 5-year-olds to ask because they're not walking around New York City going to work because they're at home doing whatever the hell they want, living their best life.
Right.
Like 5, 4, that's the best age. However old, when you just have to go to the bathroom, you just do it wherever you are and then someone else cleans up your mess. That is the best age.
Wait, 4 year-olds shitting your pants at 5?
Well, listen, I had a weird life. I had a bad drinking problem when I was.
Well, on
12.
that logic, you could just be a dog, and then you'd have the best life. So I like that too. But yeah, I guess probably Isaiah brings a good point. It was a poll, so it's like they're only polling people who are older than a certain. So they're just like talking about how bad it was in their 20s, right? I think at 36, a couple things happen. You, if you were good and you figured out what your career was, you're kind of reaching your max income. You realize that like herpes is not that big of a deal, and it's just like life is sort of moving forward at some level that I think you are feeling comfortable about. So I think 36. I think they're not wrong. It's a pretty good one. I like it.
I had a 5-year-old call me fat with confidence on the street the other day. So I go with you. I go with you on that. That's the best age. So now I just switch my position.
Yeah, just chuck him in the street and just say 36 and run off.
By the way, have you ever asked a 5-year-old what your age is? I think if you ask like a 4 or 5-year-old what the best age is, they'll still say 36 because they have no concept. They're just like, if I asked my my cousin's kid who's 4 how old she thought I was, and she was like, I would guess 55.
Sure.
And and then I was like, no, I'm a little bit younger. And she's like, I know, 6. And that was totally reasonable to swing that far.
Also, 36 being your max income, you're also asking a bunch of comedians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
We're just getting
apply to
cooking.
us. No.
Yeah. Oh, my dog walking? Yeah, I'm killing it, dude. I have like 7 dogs. This is a peak.
Hot bits.
No,
Yes.
I remember being in high school thinking that like 25 was going to be like the perfect age, and then they started doing comedy. And I was like, oh, like about like 40. What about like 45, 46? Every year it just goes a little higher.
I wrote a tweet in my early 20s that said comedy is all about sacrificing your 20s and 30s for an awesome 40s.
Yeah.
And when I wrote it, I was in the back of my head, I was like, I hope that's not true. And every year I'm like, fuck, that was dead on.
Isaiah just left to commit suicide.
Charging the laptop. Sorry.
Well, Isaiah, we were just talking about kids, man. You got kids?
I don't have kids. I'm telling you, I realized that I don't want them because that kid that told me I was fat on the street, he just I was on an electric unicycle, which is because I'm spending my money wisely with what they gave me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it says you're financially irresponsible, but very well balanced. So I like that.
And I'm also, it's electric, so I'm protecting the environment. I care about the environment. I was on this electric unicycle. He called me fat.
A regular unicycle is a little bit more carbon friendly. I got to be honest.
All right, but how far are you getting on that? How far are you getting on that? Come on.
Oh, now we're gonna fight. Now we're gonna have a physical fight about a unicycle. I didn't realize you were that like invested in this.
I go hard for the electric uni EUC crew. What I mean is, he called me fat, and I didn't mean to do this, but I just reacted, and I looked right at him. He's with his mom, and I just looked at him, and I just said, "Fuck you." And
no, we're there. We're at 10:28. I try to make a rule for people: don't say the F word and don't talk about your pussy until 10:30. You're good. We're good. Let's talk about our pussy.
So we're
Who on this panel is talking about their pussy, Dan?
It's a loose. It's who knows? It's a new year.
Sorry, it was the bullet.
Gender is flexible here. So
who are these people that need like 30 minutes before they hear the word pussy? Who are these veterans that have experienced the horrors of war, but they're like, I need 30 minutes before I hear pussy, or else I freak out.
No, here's what I found after doing too many of these was it's like if we're saying this and that like 2 minutes into the show, they don't know what they're expecting, and it's like so if they made it this far in the show, it really doesn't matter. They've committed to it. They're probably not even near the remote controls anymore. Their pants are off. We're good in here.
Are all those taxis going to Hoboken? Is that what's behind
all
you,
of
Dan?
them? Yeah. That's what's fun about the Hoboken ride is it seems like it should be like $11, but then they want to charge you because they have to get home afterwards. So all of a sudden it's an $85 ride. That's actually why I moved to Hoboken, so I would actually stop spending money on cabs. So, Kenny, are you getting sucked into all the new movements? I mean, we have to protest everything now. That's part of our new life. How is it affecting your day to day?
Yeah, you got to show what side you're on, especially me. I look like I just stormed the Capitol, so I have to make it very clear where I stand. I look at myself in the mirror every day, and I'm like, you better yell Black Lives Matter out the window so they know where you stand. Yeah, it's just we're divided, and you gotta pick where you're at. And like I went out to the protest last summer, and you know, there was a lot of white people out there. I was happy to see it because it's our problem. We got to fix it. And I can tell more white people are getting involved in the movement because I've been going out for a couple years now, and this year the water stations had sunscreen available, and I was like, cool, look at this. You know, they're actually ready for us to be here now. They're actually looking out for us. I think that's nice.
That's great. I've been finding that that I will use various movements to my advantage wherever I can now, because I'm never really sure what's going on, but I know that like certain aspects of my life annoy people. So like I'm somebody who doesn't like eat a lot of trash. Like I like to eat healthy. I don't align with any of these other particular gluten-free or otherwise, but I just don't want to be asked about why I eat a certain way anymore. So now I'm just piggybacking everything. Somebody's like, hey man, you want to go over to Taco Bell? You want to get some fast food? You want to get some Chick-fil-A? And I'm like, listen man, love is love. Okay, I'm not eating over there. I'm not doing.
I think he just got canceled.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, we just lost it. Well,
Am I frozen again? That's what's funny. So when I get frozen,
Dan back. This is actually so like you know, I'm into the active, and one of my goals as a white guy is to get invited to the cookout. You know, like I really want that to happen. But I have to ask you, Isaiah, is the cookout real? Is that actually happening? Like, is there really a cookout?
As the representative for all black people, for all of them, the cookout is. Shit, I'm probably a sellout now. But listen, it was happening last summer. It's gonna happen this summer. The cookouts, they never stopped. Like that's the whole thing.
Oh, it's more of like a continuum. The cookout is like because I was gonna say like it might help if we set a date, get white people a little time. Like, listen, you have till September. There's gonna be an Outcast reunion. You know, they're gonna get back together. And if you want to be invited, you gotta slap your racist uncle in the face and put it on World Star and let us see it. And then
shout out to you for keeping the beard though, keeping the beard throughout the Capitol riots and all that. You know what? You're like, I look like this. It's like me when I wear gold teeth. When I wear gold teeth, it's like so when people meet me, they know like, oh man, this guy's cool, and he also has gold teeth. You know what I mean? Like that's like you're changing it. You're changing history. So you keeping the beard. Like not everybody with the beard is trying to like overthrow our democracy.
Thank you. I kept the beard. I did throw my buffalo head out, but I kept the beard. So
it's great. Harrison, let's stay on politics a little bit here. Are you? None of us were that happy in this panel about the Trump situation. Are you still excited about Biden being our elected president?
I'm very excited about Biden, although he's 78 years old, so he's the oldest person we've ever had be president. Yeah. And so as good a job as I hope he does, I really want to stop with old people after him. Like there's an age minimum to be president. I think there should be an age maximum.
Right.
I feel like that's fair. Like I think if you want to run for president, you should be able to like run. Bare minimum. I think the presidential race should include a race. Like I think that would be nice.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I think if you want to steer the nation, you should be able to drive at night. That's all I'm requesting. I love Joe Biden, to be fair, but he looks like he's both loves soup and is bad at eating soup. That's like concerning to me.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than watching an old person of any race or religion eat soup.
My step-grandfather loved soup, had Parkinson's, took him 40 minutes. Yeah. It was the worst thing to watch. And we had to wait every meal as just know what foods you can and can't have based on your limitations. Or get a fucking straw. He would shake through 17 spoonful. It was the thing.
Well, so on that notion, actually, the Biden was I guess he's like bringing his, and I guess Isaiah can chime in on this. He's bringing like 120-pound German shepherds into the Oval Office for like summit meetings and like important discussions and like things where like big decisions need to be made. Is he cheating? Is he like intimidating people? What is this strategy?
You know what, Dan? I've thought about this subject extensively, and I think that we're in a pivotal point of history, right? Where everything is changing. The status quo has to change. I think presidential dogs at this point are hack. We got to get rid of presidential dogs. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't do it. My strategy would be president. I mean, we're in the age of like Joe Exotic. We got to get like presidential chimpanzees. I think that's the best way to do it. Maybe they juggle while they do it. That could be something while you're signing the treaty. But first of all, chimps. they'll rip your face off. So
Yeah.
that's way more intimidating than just having a German Shepherd that can just be fooled by a milk bone treat. You just got to have a chimp who you don't know. You never know. You never know what it could do. Presidential chimps. I mean, if I'm running, that's what I'm doing. That's if Kanye would have won, there would have definitely been a presidential chimp in the office. I think there would have been that. So, well, I don't know if that answered the question.
No, I'm loving all of it. I'm trying to figure out which thing I want to pick out first, and I'm trying to make sure I'm also not frozen. All the things, man. I wonder if Kanye actually ran if he'd still be getting a divorce. And I wonder. I don't know, man.
Definitely not.
The chimp thing is still it is interesting, right? Because what's a chimp's main move? It's like it's territorial, so he'll rip your genitalia off and then he'll eat your face. Like that's the vibe of a monkey. But you know enough about animals where you know that there's just like a couple dogs breeds that are like getting blamed for a lot of things that I think are loving and loyal enough that we could use those as a
you want presidential pit bulls. I know you want the black people of the dog world in the White House. And you know what? You're an ally, and I get that. I still like chips.
Fine, moving on. Kenny, what do you think? 120-pound German Shepherds in the Oval Office during meetings or not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they're gangster. Everyone's a gangster that's going in that office. They're not scared of dogs. Like they all have knives and guns in their jacket. They have tanks and missiles. They have satellite missiles. No one's scared of dogs. They got satellites with lasers in them.
Shepherd?
Yeah, no, this isn't 1947. You know, I'm with Isaiah. Like, you know, let's just be more. The one thing about Trump is at least you knew he was a gangster. You knew that's how he looked at things. Like I was surprised he didn't have like alligators in the, you know, like just like a Guy Ritchie movie. Just like if you don't do what I like, I'll chop you up and feed you to the gators. You know, and I think that's what we need now. Just like let's keep it real. Let's just have like a Shark Tank, and if you don't do what he says, just you throw him in.
Yeah, and to be clear, a Shark Tank like in a Bond movie, not Shark Tank like in a Mark Cuban movie.
yeah.
That would be useful to have in the White House too. It's just a bunch of entrepreneurs who are ready to put money up for any good plan.
Right. But if they don't like your plan, you get thrown in the literal Shark Tank. Yeah.
That is what being at the White House is. It's just a bunch of people with a lot of money coming and sending their minions to ask you to do stuff. We're already there. Harrison, what do you think? German Shepherds or no?
I think we're getting off easy because historically speaking, presidents have had some like wild animals in the White House. So German Shepherds. There was 2 alligators kept by Benjamin Harrison.
This already happened. I didn't know this. This is great.
Yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia right now.
I saw your eyes flying. I was like, what's happening? He's doing massive research.
No, because I knew Teddy Roosevelt had the most animals, but I wanted to have the complete list.
Yeah.
Because he was crazy. He had a one-legged rooster, a laughing hyena. He had Peter Rabbit the rabbit, which when it died, he gave it a state funeral, which is insane.
Seriously. He
had a bunch of dogs, a lizard. I mean, all these people... And the weird thing was Trump had nothing.
Yeah.
What a weird, you didn't think he was an evil man. The fact that he couldn't even let one dog or cat live with him just for the image of it.
Right. Yeah, even Dr. Claw has a cat, right? Like Dr. Claw has a cat even.
All the villains have cats.
Yeah. I had no idea nothing loved him. I had no idea.
One of the last companies that I work with, I would say I used to have email correspondence with Secret Service because we used to walk Eric Trump's dogs.
Oh shit! You're not joking about this.
I work for a very high end, and like I was saying in the beginning of this when you guys started talking, I would have sworn this whole family was cat people, but they got dogs. They actually got multi-poos. So I mean,
the Trumps have multi-poos.
Can be deceiving. Eric Trump, which is the least favorite Trump. I feel like even Trump supporters don't like Eric Trump. So
did the dogs like him?
He's got a puppy.
Because that would be amazing. Because Norm has that joke about Hitler's dogs, but if Eric Trump's dogs didn't like him, that would say more than any tweet he could possibly send.
Well, I mean, I will say I never saw him there. It would always be like people who was working with him. I wish I had a better story, but. They did act weird once we got back to the apartment. Once we got back to where they would act weird, they would run in circles. So I don't know. I don't know what that's telling of.
They were looking for freedom.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I thought they would be cat people. You know what I mean? I saw this.
Well, I'm not surprised that they're dog people. The whole family is obsessed with loyalty. It's all they talk about.
Point. That's a great point.
Boom. All right, I've been asking you guys a lot of questions during this thing. Do you have any questions for Dan? Ask Dan something. At will.
Oh yeah. What are you? I remember my question for you was, what like Jersey event are you looking forward to for when this is over?
Is this why I plugged the Hoboken Comedy Festival? I don't know.
What sorority party are you excited to attend in Hoboken?
Just breaking beds for $10 a pop. No, I don't know, man. I'm like, actually, I was doing such a good job of avoiding this thing that I'm kind of mad. I finally got my studio set up and everything. So like, if I start getting phone calls to go back on the road, I'm just like, I have to reinvent myself. Like, I just now kicked out a roommate, got my house like in order, everything. So I'm gonna have to start my new life again if we have to go back out. So I'm actually rooting for another round of this thing to go.
You're in your house. This is your house, by the way, because you look like you're in a Black Mirror episode. This is crazy. You look like an evil tech CEO.
I'm locked in, and I only get web access. That's all I get. And apparently, it's not very good.
I thought you were coming live from the opening of a new Apple store, but I guess you're at your house.
I don't have my button, but yeah, there's a way I can change the color of these lights behind me. I finally figured out how to look good in camera. And
it looks like the lobby to a youth hostel that's designed nice to trick you into not knowing how shitty the rest of it is.
Right. What was the name of that place where all those people are getting murdered in L.A.?
Right. It's at the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah,
that's the lobby for
just floor 2 and floor 3. This is where I'm at.
Harrison actually looks like he lets people through the door behind him to where you are. That's what it looks like.
I'm just in the room.
Guys, wait. Just side note, because I'm petty and I had a lot of devices on me right now. The dog walker was shot 4 times.
Was that right?
For my people, it was definitely shot 4 times.
You have people watching the show, like bigging up your credibility.
Yeah, I actually had a couple people write in. So
4 times.
I got fact checkers.
So back to what you said. That motherfucker needs to make an album. Lady Gaga says
4 times.
This is what I thought was hilarious. Was as the story developed, they kept demoting the person. So like when I first heard about it, it was the assistant got shot once, and now it just says like a dog walker. So I thought that was kind of messed up.
The dogs were found.
They found the dogs?
They found the dogs?
So now I'm confused about whether or not they're fans of yours or they're fans of Lady Gaga's. That's really what it is.
Well, I don't know if we're short in time, but I'm just saying, listen, this is up for debate.
There's a lot of crossover between Isaiah Lorenzo and Lady Gaga fans. That Venn diagram is actually a flat circle. Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to ask Isaiah, because I have like a need and want to just like call you Fly Isaiah because you have the dopest Instagram name. Like, is it me like misappropriating your creativity by calling you Fly Isaiah to your face? Do people just walk up to you and call you Fly Isaiah instead of your real name at this point?
I mean, that does happen with people that look closer to me. Most of the time. So
So you're saying don't do that. That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying if you have to ask, I mean, if you have to ask, like,
true.
I'm not one to tell people. I got a lot of white friends. I'm in one of their houses right now.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you have to ask, you probably, maybe.
I feel you. What? Wait. What were you gonna? What do you have for a question for Dan?
Well, I was gonna ask you. Okay, so gentrification. I don't know. You're gonna stay in Hoboken. I don't know if you're gonna come back. It's a nationwide thing that people are always talking about. I want to know: do cemeteries creep you out?
How's that go with? What's the link to gentrification? Are we trying to make cemeteries nice?
Well, personally, I think cemeteries are kind of dumb. I don't know why I don't know why we're visiting. Like, there's no one visiting these people. This guy died in 1918. No one who knew this guy when he was alive is also alive anymore. So I mean, I know it's linked to our culture and all this stuff, but like everyone should be cremated. We're wasting space, and New York's already full as it is. People are moving in. It's always a thing. So I think if you want to gentrify a neighborhood, you gotta live in the cemetery. You got wherever the cemetery was. That's where you gotta live. You gotta build apartments to where those places were, and that's what you know why? Because also white people are the ones gentrifying, and they're always the ones like afraid of ghosts. I've never met a black person afraid of a ghost ever. So that's your cross to bear. Y'all deal with it. I don't know if they don't freak you out, maybe you could spearhead this. Like maybe
I like that all your answers kind of like are pushing more people to get dogs so you can walk them. That's what I kind of like is fun. Can we get these cemeteries gentrified? I need more dogs in this. Like it was like kind of like a New York City real estate pitch at one point. You're like, we don't got any space here. Like I drove to the rest of the country. There's space everywhere. Just put bodies there. We could just move the cemeteries if that's what you want to do. We could take like what they already do, and they take the crazy people, they move them to Jersey. You may as well take the bodies and put them in like Philadelphia or something. I don't know. Wherever.
See how I brought that back? You see how I brought that in? You brought that. It started out here.
Yeah. I don't know.
The only reason I'm doing this show is so that Dan doesn't become a real estate broker. I think this is the only thing keeping him from putting a suit on, slicking back his hair, and putting his face on a bench. I think he's a hair away.
Yeah, he starts his own reality show called Jersey Sure, SURE, and it's just like him taking people around Jersey, and they're like, yeah, sure. And they
I had that. I tried that. I tried real estate for in that middle chunk of struggle. And this was my favorite thing about the whole deal was that I had to actually change my real estate name so they wouldn't find my bad dick jokes of comedy when they were looking for apartments in New York City. I'm trying to sell a $1.2 million loft, and this dude's over here like he's like trying to Google me, and all that comes up is like my bad butt stuff humor. I don't know. I don't feel anything about cemeteries. I don't know where I'm at. I think from a spirituality level, I don't think I feel like I need to be near the thing. I don't need to be standing on the guy to talk to him. If I do believe that he can hear me or whatever, guy, girl, whatever, who I've lost. So I have no position on cemeteries. What do you guys think? It's an interesting question.
I mean, this entire country is a cemetery. It's just so I mean, I'm with Isaiah. It's like we're living on top of dead people currently. So why not just keep it going? I mean, I can't claim this joke because it's my buddy's, but he was like, America seems cursed. It's like haunted. It feels like it was built on like a ancient Indian burial ground.
No politics.
Harrison,
sorry, go ahead.
Harrison, did you ask me a question? I can't remember.
Question wise, what was your fake real estate name?
Oh, I just changed it to Daniel John. I thought that was the thing. It felt smart. It felt good. Yeah,
I've been fired because of stand up before.
Yeah, you what? Been fired for doing stand up. Yeah. No,
I've been fired for people looking at my bits. I thought like that happened. So that's a good thing that you did that. It was a dog walking job, and I mentioned something about Jewish people in a bit, and it was a job on the Upper West Side, and they were like, absolutely not.
You got canceled from dog walking?
Yeah.
What did you say about Jewish people, Isaiah? We're all ears.
Something about them being landlords. I don't know. Listen, it was.
I think Mr. Greenbaum might have some questions.
I was very young in stand-up. You know what? I've since deleted this bit from the internet.
You're very much more sensitive now, saying that we should get rid of all the dead people.
I'm sorry. What was what was the bit, Isaiah? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
This is what I like. You didn't even have to leave your chair.
Nope.
That's how Jewish you are.
It was arm's reach away.
You didn't even have to go anywhere.
You don't have a yarmulke available. Never know.
Isaiah left the screen twice. You had your yarmulke within reach of not even knocking over the camera. That's fantastic.
Also, Isaiah, what is this tiny dog guillotine you have behind you? I've been eyeing that thing.
Yes, it looks like a weapon.
Where? Which one? Which one? Show me.
So, all right. So there's a company that has a rowing machine, and the person who lives here, she is the founder. She's a founder of this company, and it's basically like the Peloton for rowing, and that's what it looks like when it's stored in the upright position. It does look like a guillotine, but it's a rowing machine.
I see.
It's a wooden.
Does this have something to do with Pilates? It's sending very mixed signals. Yeah, you have exercise machine, you have barber clippers, and then you have a naked woman. I can't tell what it is.
That's
that
Kim
Kardashian.
Kardashian. That's Kim Kardashian, actually.
Okay.
That's still a naked woman. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about you. I was like checking for signs. I was like, is he blinking weird? Is he trying to tell us something? Is he in distress?
Yeah, they give me expensive USB mics whenever you're a hostage in a nice neighborhood.
Well, it depends what the trade-off is. They're like, here's a microphone. Tell me about black culture. You don't know. You don't know what the trade-off is. That's the thing. What else? What have we skipped? Have we skipped anything? Harrison, are you engaged? That's real. That's a new thing.
I just got engaged. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I did it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you know how many Zoom shows I'm going to have to do to pay for that ring? I don't think there's enough Zoom shows in this universe.
I always thought it was like a percentage of what you make. So I was like, great, I don't make nothing. So
hey, what's going on here? Frank's Fireworks. What's happening?
Frank's Fireworks?
God.
Yeah, Frank's Fireworks. We got all the fireworks needs in all the Southeast. Letting you know, we got bombers, crackers, smokers, explosions, whatever you need, we got it. Zooming in, seeing if anybody needs any fireworks for the upcoming holidays.
Is it a marketing campaign? This is brilliant.
Yeah, we're going around the Zooms, letting people know that we got the fireworks for them.
Wow.
Where's your shirt?
Yeah, that's a great question. It blew off.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I had one on actually right about a half hour ago, and somebody lit something in the back, exploded my shirt right off.
Wow. Is that Elaine, an explodable shirt? That could be Elaine.
Is it what? Oh, you're talking about like a sellable item? No, that's just an accident that happened here at the facility.
I see. A lot of
There were upsploders. Are there also downsploders?
Yeah, we got upsploders, downsploders, diagonal sploders, and left and right sploders.
Oh,
yeah, it sounds like you know what you're talking about a little bit in the fireworks space.
Now you're a year-round fireworks vendor?
100%, 366 days a year. We are here every day of the year for your firework needs.
I see.
I added leap year because that's why 366.
Yeah, is this a leap year?
No. I'm not sure, but we are open 366.
You know a lot about fireworks, but very little about leap years. What here's my question.
Yeah, it looks like this one man got up because he got so excited about fireworks.
Yeah, I think he's refilling his drink or he's getting fireworks. I don't know.
It makes sense. It makes people thirsty. They get so excited about it.
I thought he was looking for his yarmulke.
Oh, really? No. Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right.
So wait, where are you on the planet? And then what is the rule in my state? Can I blow stuff up in my state? I live in New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I mean, I don't know what the legal laws are, but you were allowed, if you've seen me, I'll say, yeah, blow it up wherever you are.
I see. Yeah, is that a thing that we're working on? We just made weed legal in New Jersey. Should we be trying to make fireworks legal other places?
Yeah, these are great questions. That's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. It's like an underground thing right now, but there's a community of people that are looking to, oh, this guy's got a firework right now. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
you better watch out. You better watch out. You're about to be shirtless. Anyway, yeah.
I can tell that's a firework or just a singing candle, really.
We're working on it for all the states.
I see.
Wow, is that also
do a fireworks?
beer?
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, there's a lot of excitement here about this explosions, down explosions. Yeah, I like it.
I was just saying, are you also selling beer? It seems like a kind of a dangerous combo you got going on there at your store.
You talking about right behind me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's an exploding beer.
Oh,
yeah, you actually
nice.
that's one you give to your buddies right before they're about to drink. It explodes right in their face.
Yeah, I think we need to redefine the word buddies on that one. Harrison,
it's more of a prank. It's more of a prank for the people you don't really like. You think you think you're buddies, but you're not really.
Yeah,
buddies.
I call that prank the Jason Pierre-Paul. Harrison, did you have a question for the man?
I only see fireworks displays at night, but I've been thinking about doing it during the day. Do you have any products for that?
No. No, it's a nighttime activity. It's a nighttime activity.
No, wouldn't by your logic an upsplode, wouldn't that show up during the day?
Well, I mean, if you were in space, perhaps, because day is night and night is day, so it doesn't really matter. Also, this one man, I gotta be honest, as a fireworks enthusiast, you have to be careful with that kind of flame around that kind of hair, or you might lose it all.
That's true. That's true.
You might lose it all. I'll be careful. I would recommend just holding it a little farther from your face. That's what I would do if we were here in the store.
I never could have
anticipated as a bottle girl.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the person whose house you're at clearly has a Pilates class, works as a barber, like says the quotes from Kim Kardashian, and then works at I don't know, what is it, Crowbar on the weekend? That's how old I am. I think Crowbar is still a bar. That's how old I am. I think that club is still a bar.
Crowbar.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
They got sparklers.
Yeah, you been here?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is.
Yeah. What's the reason? How did you end up there? And then what does that have to do with fireworks?
Well, we're near the state line, so we can get a couple states.
I'm constantly impressed.
What are you looking for? Sophisticated answer? We're a fireworks
I'm constantly
store.
impressed by your knowledge and lack of knowledge simultaneously.
Yeah, we're not an Encyclopedia Britannica here. We're a fiurworks store.
I always find that I always find businesses that are on the up and up legally tend to gravitate towards state lines.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
State lines, big signs, baby.
It sounds like this guy's on an underground team, like the Wii team. He's ready to be on the up and up and the explosions.
Yeah, let me ask you this: where are people that are pro fireworks often pro gun, and is there any anti-gun pro firework people that show up at your stores?
Well, we'd have one guy come in here with the gun. He just started shooting at the shelves. Stuff was flying everywhere. I don't recommend doing that if you come in here. Listen, I'm not going to say that I was for it as an employee, but I did just run to the back. Well, I'm gonna head out. Listen, this has been good. If you guys need any fireworks, you know where to find us. We're at fireworks.com, and you will be there.
That's a hot site. I like that. Yeah,
we're in Chattanooga. We're in Chattanooga, Tennessee, as well.
Yeah, and also, fireworks guy. How did the fireworks blow off your shirt but not your hat?
I love that guy.
Observation,
what a brilliant marketer. He's also a brilliant comedian named Lance Weiss. He started a business called meetingbombs.com. He will bomb whatever you got going on. Your grandma's
Lucky Jack's OG
birthday party, I guess her funeral if you wanted to. Whatever you want him to come and bomb, he'll do it. A business meeting, a Zoom, all the things. Meetingbombs.com. Check him out. And if you want to check him out individually, party with Lance on all the social medias. What else? What's left of the show? I have this game that I really like. It's called Lyrics or Shenanigans. Where we go through 3 sets of lyrics. 2 of them are real. 1 of them is made up by me to try to fool you into whatever artist it is. Hopefully my colleagues here play along. All you gotta do is tell me which one sounds fake, and I'm gonna do them now. The person I picked this week was Busta Rhymes. I am constantly overwhelmed by Busta Rhymes' abilities, both in his ability to talk fast and then say weird long words that he just sneaks in there. So that's what's happening. It's called Busta Rhymes or Shenanigans. You guys can play at home as well. I hope nobody on this panel is just like a giant Busta Rhymes fan. So we're doing this.
Busta Rhymes did come to my college.
Is that right? There's so many like great Busta Rhymes stories.
My sister dated him. Just saying.
Is that true?
Really?
That is true. Yeah.
Jesus.
Why? Yeah, her son, my nephew was getting his hair cut at the barbershop in Brooklyn that Busta goes to, and
no shit.
One thing led to another. My sister's a side piece of Busta Rhymes. Anyway,
still.
I mean, it was.
I like how you're trying to tell the story and not blow up Busta Rhymes' spot at the same time. This is
because it's like it was guy code.
Who knows what year it was or who was involved? You know.
Yeah. definitely protecting Busta Rhymes and not his sister, which I respect.
What is actually? I don't even know this. What is Busta Rhymes' real name? This is one of the ones I actually never thought of.
Trevor. I know his first name is Trevor.
I knew you would know that. All right, here we go.
Yeah, he needed to change that. That's not hard at all.
Trevor, but he's also Jamaican, so it's like that checks
Trevor
out.
Rhymes.
Trevor and Winston.
He comes from a different time when you had to change your name, like when you were in real estate. All right.
How do you hear the name Busta Rhymes and not think every time that he busta on your sister?
He doesn't just Busta Rhymes.
Just Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, you know what? I never thought about that before. Right now, Harrison, and fucking, you know what? The next rooftop comedy show you're at, and I'm heckling you.
I'm actually more upset with the barber in this story because there was a period of time where Busta had the line that he cut that just kept getting further and further back, and his dreads were just hanging off the back of his head. So whoever that barber was needs to get fired, and your sister got to stop hanging out there too. All right, Busta Rhymes or Shenanigans, 1, 2, or 3. Here we go. Round 1, not round 1, but lyric 1. De-evolution at the hands of Bush George got him lying, flying, denying Olduvai Gorge, bumping the knowledge across your facials. Future generations becoming triracial. That's number 1. Number 2, wave the torch, cut off the head of Leviathan. The Terminator, I'm rhyming because I'm a frenzy up in Ireland. Hit ya, I'm gonna get ya, and drop the bomb scripture at your bar mitzvah. Number 3, the wolves want to eat by the lockjaws. No need to cook up the coke, you see me chop raw, and if you ain't having what in the fat fish is a phenomenal farfanugan is going on. 1, 2, or 3, Busta Rhymes or Shenanigans. What do you guys think? Which one sounds fake, Isaiah?
Well, I definitely know the one about the bar mitzvah's real, because I'm a fan. So I'm gonna go. What
Don't
the
ruin the game for everyone. Just give us your answer.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Yo,
that first the first lyric is suspect. I don't think that's a Busta Rhymes.
Number one, you're saying number one. I should have gone to you last. It's like yo, Busta Rhymes fucks my sister. I know that all these are real.
We're at the dread meetings. It's the dreadlock meetings.
Yeah.
He still comes, and I should have won last. Yeah.
I know for a fact that dudes that hit on women with children at barbershops say farfadugan. So I'm gonna say the first one is shenanigans.
First one's fake. Okay, Harrison, what do you think?
How can the Farfignugan one be real? How can it? Farfignugan was like an old Volkswagen commercial.
Right.
They made up that word. It's literally a word that is a fake German word. I don't want to live in a world where Busta Rhymes is Farfignugan. I don't know.
Definitely.
So you got number three. So you say number three is fake?
I'm gonna go with 3.
Number 3 is real. The wolves want to eat by the lockjaws. No need to cook up the coke, chop around. If you still haven't had enough, what in the fat fish is a phenomenal farfanugan? Fuck is going on. That's the lyric.
I was trying to pretend I didn't hear Isaiah's perfect reasoning, and it's like I know exactly what he said is correct, but if we all say the same answer, it won't be fun.
I totally appreciate that. I wrote number 1, de-evolution of the hands at Bush George, got him flying, denying Olduvai Gorge. I just wanted to sneak Olduvai Gorge in there. I did a project in 3rd grade. Bumping the knowledge across your facials, future generations become triracial. And so it's funny because all of these in some way relate to one of the people, because the facial one, Busta Rhymes, comes on one of our panelist sisters' faces, and the other one is talking about bar mitzvahs. So it's all full circle. Boom, there it is. Did you guys bring around to play?
This game feels like Dan being like, I want to be a rapper, but I won't admit it. So I'm just gonna write
This is Dan admitting it. This is what this is.
What made you think of the word triracial?
I don't know. I lost that whole. Honestly, I lost that whole verse somewhere between it's 9:00 and it's 9:30. Like that's where I was like, oh, I got to get this thing done. It was a whole different thing before that. Did anybody else bring a round of shenanigans?
I think I did.
Okay. Are you writing them right now?
Am I writing them right now? I mean,
yeah.
Well. So I got some lyrics. I chose one artist because I wanted to make it simple.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna choose my favorite artist, which is listen. I apologize to anybody, but my favorite artist is Kanye, and I stick by him. Yeah. And we got some lyrics here. So do you want me to? I'm
going to defend Kanye for half a second. The only reason why we didn't really understand his mental health journey was because bipolar is a particular thing, and it's very specific. And honestly, being bipolar makes for the dopest rap lyric, because every symptom of being bipolar is the type of shit you want to hear a rapper bragging about. So that's kind of what happened there. So that we can't really blame him for that. But yeah, let's do Kanye or shenanigans. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's say. Okay, so we got number 1, pockets on Shrek, rockets on deck. Tell me what's next. Alien sex. I'ma disrobe you, then I'ma probe you. That's number one. That's number 1. Number 2 is gonna be the whole family made of art. 6 masterpieces. Northwest is the new Pablo. And number 3.
I like that one, but it's really not. I like that one.
Number 3. How much they hate it? Very. Kiss girls like Katy Perry. I'm never sprung, but I spring her. Jerry.
Hey, all right. There you go. I'm going to go last because I have some information. Kenny, what do you think? 1, 2, or 3?
I think Isaiah snuck Pablo in to fool us because that's the name of one of his albums. So number 2 is fake. The Katy Perry lyric I recognize. And the first one, alien sex, is definitely some shit Kanye would write about. So, yeah.
God damn it, Kenny.
Harrison. No, don't give it away. Harrison, what do you think?
I'm going out on a limb based on Isaiah's reaction and saying...
I'm drinking.
I had a hunch. I just had a hunch.
The whole thing's really funny because it's almost like Katy Perry shenanigans, because 1 and 3 are actually Katy Perry business. So number 2, I think, is fake, and Kenny confirmed it for me. What do you think, Isaiah?
I think if anybody was a patron of Brooklyn and they understand that Kenny's knowledge of hip hop is very deep. The Knitting Factory was a haven for hip hop, and I think that I should have known better than to try to slip that past him. Kenny was definitely correct.
I like how emotional you were about not passing it, not getting it past us. I do like that.
Because you know what? If it was any other white dude, I wouldn't have. But Kenny, I knew I would have had to go hard, and I tried to write a good Kanye lyric in my own to get it past him, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm with your Kanye lyric. Did anybody else bring around? I know Harrison likes this game. Did you have time?
I got around.
All
right. These are Michael Jackson lyrics.
Okay.
What about elephants? Have we lost their trust? Just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. And this is my kid blanket.
This is my kid blanket?
Yeah.
The brevity makes this game so hard. Kenny, what do you think is happening?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I think it's the third one is fake. I don't know what about the elephant? Have we lost its trust? But that sounds like Michael Jackson's save the world phase.
Yeah.
And I think this is my kid blanket.
That makes sense. Isaiah, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Kenny on this one. Michael Jackson, the bubble stage. Yeah. Also, number 2, I'm calling bullshit. Yeah.
wait. What? Number 2 is beat it. So number 3 is what Kenny said, which is the blanket.
Yes.
Number 2 is just
number 3. I'm sorry.
You're
You're right. You're correct.
Cool. And I think I remember almost distinctly there was something about an elephant. No, I'm gonna do what Harrison did. I'm gonna say the elephant one is there keenly to throw us off. I'm gonna say number 1 is fake. Harrison, what's the real thing?
The elephant one is real. It's Michael Jackson Earth Song.
Sure.
It's on a list of the worst lyrics.
Yeah.
Number 1 on that list is The Killers, which is Are We Human or Are We Dancer, which is the actual
yes.
words.
I did recognize that one. I love The Killers. I'm sorry.
So I just want my new setup is so far from the screen that I actually didn't realize our chat has been blowing up this entire time.
Oh shit! People are engaged. Yeah,
man. I appreciate that. So I actually can't read it. So if there's anything we should say to the chat people, let them know.
Yeah. Somebody said go Isaiah, and I like that one.
I like that. That's the first one you went to. You just have it on, just razor locked eyes on your name. Kenny,
what am I, a narcissist or something? I must do stand up.
Kenny, I know the email about this game was clunky. Did you bring around for the lyrics to shenanigans?
I'm gonna try to make one up if you don't care.
I like that.
Okay, so this is Chance the Rapper.
What could go wrong? Yeah, Chance the Rapper. All right, I dig it.
Chance the Rapper. So we got spineless bitches in backless dresses.
That's number 1.
Yeah. We're gonna go with damn that acid burn when it's clean, yo.
Number 2.
And when things go down, God goes up.
Number 3. I don't know what's happening. It seemed like you were making them all up, so I'm really confused. I'm gonna say that number 3 is made up. That's what I'm gonna say. Isaiah, what do you think?
Hey, I'm gonna go
when things go down, God goes up. Even for Chance, I don't think that's a little bit too. I think that's bullshit. I'm calling that.
Harrison, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like if you believe in God enough to put him in your song, he's got to be up the whole time.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
Yeah, no.
You guys nailed it. I need 5 more minutes. Sorry.
God Goes Up is a real thing because we have it back here. It's our actually number 1 bestseller. It's called God Goes Up. And
he really wanted to get that bit in there.
Yeah.
He really needed to slice that in. Lance, we love you. God Goes Up. That's not a real thing. That's the shenanigan.
Yeah, I felt like it was worth all those interruptions. Just to felt like it was worth it.
That was like my first day at any time I was ever in improv. I was like, oh, should I go? Do I go now? And then you just have the joke, and then you try to do it later in the show, and nobody has any idea what the fuck you're talking about.
And then you do stand up instead.
It's going equally as good. Check out Daniel John. I got a property on in Hoboken on 4th and 9th. All right, let's do this.
Real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna take a screenshot to remember this moment. Listen for this sound. Okay.
Get that shit in my DMs. One more time for Party with Lance, meetingbombs.com. Check him out. If you guys want to Venmo, venmo.com says CBKS Tour. We appreciate it. Get that money to us, 917-292-5441 for Cash App, PayPal, and the other things. I know it sounds like I'm saying it fast, but it's in the email that you got for the show, so send us some money if you can. If not, we also still love you. What do you guys want to plug? Isaiah, what's going on in your life? What do you want to plug the dog walking business, or tell us about your comedy?
Absolutely not. Listen, I honestly, I just want more people to follow me to look at the interesting story posts. So, I mean, at Flyzaya on Instagram. I'm slowly building by 2 likes a day on Twitter. So, at Flyzaya on the tweet bird. So you guys can just follow me there. And I promise there's going to be content.
Yeah, all those Trump what is it? All the Trump followers have to follow some people now. Now that guy got his thing taken away.
Yeah,
So
when I see there's followers there, I'm inspired to add the content. So there you go.
Kenny, how do we find you? How do we follow you?
Oh, just at Kenny Deforest. My Twitter name is currently Casey Anthony Hardaway, so you could probably just search that and find me. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty active on Twitter and Instagram. Those are my preferences. I got a website. You can watch all my videos, and I have an album called Bad Dreams, and I was going to release a new album this year, but for some reason I wasn't able to make that happen. So
Weird.
Follow me, and then at some point that will be rectified, and I have something in the works right now that I'll be recording in a couple weeks. So just follow me on socials, and you'll get to see that. So thanks for having me, man.
Give us the understanding of Casey Anthony Hardaway. I'm missing some piece of the things crammed together.
Oh, it just made me laugh. Casey Anthony drowned her children in a bathtub, and Anthony Hardaway is my favorite basketball player. So,
Anthony Hardaway, Casey Anthony Hardaway. Got him.
Yeah. That's it.
Harrison, how do we find you? How do we follow you? How do we come to your wedding?
That's right. I think we're trying to wait out this pandemic so we can have people travel.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. This is the Super Bowl for anybody who doesn't want to get married. They just get engaged now. Or like, baby, I don't know what to do. It's a pandemic. How do we find you? How do we follow you?
At Harrison Comedy on Twitter and Instagram, harrisongreenbaum.com. I also own iwantanetflixspecial.com. Hasn't worked yet, but I do own it.
Get your bids in. All right. Well, I'm Dan Frigolette. We do the show every Friday, 10 p.m. No, we're not taking any Lances right now.
I have one last thing. I have one last.
Well, please.
I don't want to interrupt. Do you want me to do it after you do it? I came in at the right time.
You're already in it. Let's do this, baby.
All right. Well, first thing is for Mr. DeForest. Do you have conflicting feelings because Casey Anthony was kind of hot? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, that's question one. Question two, can anybody here, this is just like a pop quiz, can anybody here spell Chattanooga?
ChattanooGA.
Incorrect. Nope.
I think it's two. Go ahead.
Chatta.
Don't be Googling. No, there's no Googling.
No,
I think it's 2 T, 2 O's.
Well, spell it out.
Maybe it's 1 T. Maybe it's 1 T, 2 O's. So CHAT.
THAT. No, incorrect.
No, it's a Jersey accent. CHAT A.
Nope, incorrect.
There's no A. Chattanooga. Oh wow. That's the. All right, we got the T's wrong. I don't care anymore, Lance. Go away. I'm trying to end the show. I love you. I didn't think he would. Spell Chattanooga on your own time and enjoy.
I did spell it right. I put it into the chat, and I did spell it correct.
Boom! You got it. I can't see the chat, but
I got fact checkers on this.
Again, one more time. Is there anything unanswered in the chat? Anybody in the chat window that needs to know anything about any of our people? Any questions for us in the remaining seconds of this program?
It was nice of Tracy to single out Isaiah and only follow one of us. I really appreciate her letting us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was cool.
Also, I made fun of my step-grandfather for Parkinson's. I have a deep respect for people with Parkinson's, just not for my step-grandfather. That was where that joke comes from.
I always like that premise. It's like, listen, I don't hate all this person that have this particular affliction. I just hate the one that I know. That's my favorite.
Just that one. Everybody else.
Yeah, it's not. Cool. It's not because he's black.
Oh, another one. The budget on this particular episode keeps increasing every time Isaiah doesn't know one of those things.
I'm gonna end the program before we.
Also, quick note: don't in your house.
I just burned my thumb.
Oh no!
Well, I drank a bunch of whiskey and I lit sparklers. All right, whatever.
Well, that's our show. It's Comedy's Best Kept Secret to our Zoom. We are a Zoom show. We are also a traveling comedy tour when the world exists. But so check us out. Check us out every Friday on Zoom. Send us some money. Do the things. There's the party with Lance. He loves us. We love him. There's a way that you can review this show. Wherever you got tickets, you can review the show at that place that you got the tickets. Doesn't take a lot of time to review the show. It means a lot to us to get a good review. If you had a good time, give us a good review. If you had a bad time, keep your fucking mouth shut. Nobody likes to snitch. That's the show. We appreciate you. Thank you to my panel for being here, for taking the time to do the homework. Thank you for all the people at home for being here and for protecting the country. That's it. Good night.
Love the vets. Thank you. Bye.